Okay, another playthrough down, so it's time for a tier list. I had to make this myself, so it's very possible that some people got left off. Also, I don't know why, but they've been reorganized. The order has been changed. I labeled all of the files with a number so that they would be loaded in order, but for some reason Tier Maker sucks. So, that's stupid. I guess we're tiering them in a random order. I'm too lazy to fucking fix it. Ray is first. Ray was S tier. Ray was amazing. Ray was incredible. Like, this is the fucking Roy. If Eliwood did actually stab Ninian and not just in the Ninian is dead way, this is the Roy that we all deserve. This is the Roy we want. This is the Roy that Smash Bros fans think. Actually, is Roy even good in Smash Bros? I don't actually know. I might just be talking out my ass. I'm not a good Smash player. I can't smash, I only pass. But Eliwood smashes the dragon. This is great. This is great. We're off to a great start. She just was phenomenal. Like, her growths were great. The Ice Stone was great. Infinite durability, getting the boosts, and then the Divine Blade just goes wow, wow. Like, one rounding Zephiel, such a fucking baller moment. So baller. Yeah, Ray is incredible. Lolina, I'm less high on. She's got one of the cuter portraits out of everyone on here, and she definitely did do some work. Like, it turns out when you have a really high speed and magic stat, you're just incredibly good at deleting stuff. But I think I just, like, I didn't give her the experience she demanded, because I wanted to feed a bunch of other meme units. And that's a shame, but she recruited some of those meme units, so I have affection for her for that. Fitgear, like, rode the bench for an incredibly long time, and then just came off it and crit killed a bunch of bosses to death, and, I think that is a demonstration of, like, the power of the FE6 Swordmaster, because Rutger and Fear are, like, statistically very similar to each other. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they are the same unit. I mean, in this hack they are, literally speaking, but, I think that Fitgear is not actually that much different from Rutger, just like a little bit more luck, and cuter because Goral. I love her little Dysphoria hoodie, but yeah, I think she was great. Shu, I mean, look, I'm biased, I'm Nomad biased, I love Shu, though. Combining like, Shin for Chapter 7, that is all I need to say. Shin for Chapter 7, incredible. Like, it just trivialized that I mean, it didn't trivialize it, it's still Chapter 7, but it, like, Shin for Chapter 7, with, I guess, like, shoe growths, or Sue growths, yeah. We don't talk about you. We do talk about you, though. I think Gonzalez was another one like Lolina that I really wanted to work. And, like, he did do work with the Brave Axes and stuff, and peak walking and whatnot, but I just felt like, I constantly felt like he was being overshadowed by other people. And that's really tragic. Oops. That's really tragic. I'm not, there we go. That's really tragic, though, that he got overshadowed, because just look at him. He just looks like he wants to help. He's got that long hair in the Gonzalez face. Gonzalez is just a little teddy bear, and Gonzalez is the same way I feel about him. Bartna, I think I've used Bartna pretty consistently. Actually, I think Bartna probably also falls in B tier, just for, like, I feel like he was really good initially, and then she, like, was always a contributor, but her early game was definitely the best, and then he got a little bit worse. Early game, I say, like, not early game, obviously, because it doesn't join an early game, but, like, when they first show up, right? I mean, they did make me replay Chapter 12, or Chapter 11, which just, like, I was not a huge fan of. And maybe that's leaving a sour taste in my mouth. They were really cool with, like, the Hector animations and everything, but I'm thinking B tier. Clegran, I used for, like, a couple of maps. They were, like, always solid. I could pull them out, have them, like, shoot flyers and whatever. But they were never a big part of my game plan. I really like this portrait, but I did not use this character at all whatsoever, ever. Barth, I mean, contributed probably less than Clegran, but, like, these two just, I didn't, like, no. Barth, at least, like, you know, the meme of, like, the level 1 Armor Knight doing stuff in chapter fucking 10 or whatever, just because Barth bases. I kind of, if I ever play this again, which there's no guarantee, but I kind of want to use the units I didn't use, because there's so few of them. I'm just curious. I tried to rotate through and use as many people as I could. So most of the units I didn't use are probably pretty bad. Even some of the units I did use are pretty bad, but yeah, I would like to see how Barth with Borz's growths in Chapter 1 is, because, like, it's not quite Oswin, but it seems pretty damn good. And from what I understand from the comment section, she is the third member of the Triangle Attack. So, like, her, Julian, and Shea, who, like, we can just slide up into S tier, can Triangle Attack, and that's pretty cool. Julian probably also C tier. I really liked the Sky Flyer class, and, like, definitely better than Juno, right? But I think that Dayan might be an overrated unit. I think, is that a hot take, that Dayan is an overrated unit? Because, like, this is just Dayan plus, right? And still managed to be, like, really underwhelming a lot of the time. Like, shooting on Wyverns is nice, and being able to do it from Pegasus is nicer, but still pretty underwhelming. Melisse is probably S tier. Yeah, Melisse feels S tier. I don't have too much to say about her, because, like, I expected an even stronger Milady, and, like, I got that. And so, like, what can I say, right? Like, these two are just, they take the stronger flyer bases, and then the growths of the growths unit, and you get them at the earliest time. Like, Shea was fucking Tate showing up in Chapter 2, but then also having, like, Shanna, like, being considered with those bases level 1, right? So then gets the training arc that Shanna gets, but, like, doesn't have to struggle for it. And then Milady already has decent growth, but, like, Zeus improves that a little bit. And I think male constitution is an improvement. Priscilla, I mean, it's just Percival, but with magic access. Again, like, some people made a big deal about him showing up a little earlier than Percival, but I actually don't think that's huge. Like, she wasn't very good in the 2 maps that show up before Percival. They did get Percival's hard mode bonuses, we checked, but they weren't really worth, yeah, we still deployed them in the water map, but, like, you know, desert map, water map, these are not the maps for Percival, these are the maps for, like, your flyers, right? And I have 2 good flyers. I guess they could have been a warper if I, like, carrier staff stammed, since the timer wasn't a thing anymore. Dugat, I want to put Dugan in A tier very badly. And it's my list, so I'm going to. But they probably don't deserve it. They were just incredibly fun to use. I'm saying they. It's a combination of 2 men, but I'm still going to say they. They exude the gender. But yeah, very fun unit to use. Like, incredibly high strength and crit bonus and bulk, but no fucking hit rate whatsoever. Like, this is the Gonzalez, but on steroids. I love those harpoon animations. They weren't around for, like, the first half of the playthrough, obviously, which is why they're probably closer to a B tier than an A tier, but I had a ton of fun with them. And, like, recency bias is a thing. I'm gonna keep them in A tier. It's my list. I'm putting the Thief in B tier. I love them, and I want to put them in S tier, but I just can't justify it. They are great, though. the way those features all combine is just like, I don't know how to describe it really. It makes me think of, oh my god, it's Beavis and Butthead. The way those features all combine makes Beavis and Butthead. That's what I've been scratching at this whole time. This is just like trans Beavis and Butthead. Okay, Gilf, I think A tier. Like, it's everything that makes Nime good in vanilla, and then also enough bulk to Nas tank sometimes, which is something that Nime lacks. And also light magic, I guess, but it's mostly the other one. And then just like a cooler portrait. I think that this unit was very fun. I think this unit was very good. I appreciated just being able to just like Saint Staff, Warp Staff, like do really fucking cursed bad warps. So yeah, I think A tier, even though she was like the second to last unit to join, and like I usually value availability very highly. I think she performed very, very well. I guess I should clarify, this is not meant to be a tier list definitive to this hack. This is specifically for my playthrough. This is not meant to reflect how good these units actually are. So like, don't at me that like, you know, these are in D tier when they're probably like pretty okay. This is just for my playthrough. I should have clarified that. Marcus, but already has the halberd rank. S tier for me. That's S tier for me. Alan and Lance were really disappointing. I think taking away their support really hurt them. And I think that is tragic. And then Christmas got canceled at the end of near the end of the run. But like they weren't doing much before then anyway. Even in their early game, they really struggled. And you would think that like taking the upsides of both would make them better, but they really do rely on that support with each other. And I think having less bodies, like I really felt the absence of bodies in the early game, because in the early game, like yes, Zealot was like Marlet was better than like Marcus, right? But like Marcus can't be literally everywhere. Other people have to do stuff on chapters 1 through 5. And 6, but 6 is pretty easy. And not having that extra Cavalier to sort of like team up, maybe they get support. Even if you're not support grinding, just like being able to be like one chips down, the other one kills, so they don't have to like take 2 hits or whatever. Yeah, it was rough. Adult, very cute portrait, didn't use you, so yeah. Carlinus, I think some people are probably going to be mad that I didn't use them, but I just don't have the fucking patience to train a unit that starts with that low bases. It was funny to get the wagon animations the first couple of times, and I know that like they have Corell's bonkers fucking growths. I know that it's like the reverse recruitment thing, right? Where they could theoretically be like the strongest unit in your army. I know there's probably some people who would say that they're the best unit in the game, but like, no, that's Shea. Like, the bases and the growths and flight, like, it is Shea. But like, they probably have a potential to be a very strong unit. They're like the training project. I just didn't feel like going through that hassle. Lolina was solid utility throughout the game. You know, I eventually stopped deploying her, but then I got slots because people died, and so I resumed deploying her. Dozier, look, I want to, in my heart, put him in S tier, but he was only an A tier performance. I'm sorry, gamers. The fact that he's in the same tier as Fit Gear at all should tell you, like, that there is some bias going into this. And speaking of bias, like, I killed you off, Rip Bozo. If you have played the no redundancy hack, link to this is in the description, and you can make your own tier lists and show me how people performed in your playthrough. Or if you've played it a bunch and consider yourself like an expert on the hack, try to make a definitive tier list. Like, that's also fine and fun. I'm curious what people's thoughts are. But this was my playthrough. These were mine. These are my children. You can't have them. Make your own.